Chess is an ageless board that has fascinated and challenged intellectuals and players for hundreds of years. The game has grown and altered over the centuries, giving rise to various competition guidelines and rules from the earliest known documented encounters in the Middle Ages to the biggest stages of modern competitions. While the game's basic principles are well known, the intriguing world of strange and fascinating competition rules is generally overlooked. In this video, we will go into the unusual rules of chess tournaments, most of which you've probably never heard of before. Number 8, hand move clock rule. A participant cannot play an act with one hand while simultaneously clicking the timer with the other hand, as this is against the rules. The question arises why? A player may beat the timer before finishing their move if they could play with one hand and hit the timer with the other. This would give them a false edge because their competitor wouldn't react. In a close game, this could mean the gap between victory and defeat because it gives the player more time to plan their next move. Number 7, the 50 move rule. When neither player has moved a piece in the previous 50 moves, nor the player has captured in the previous 50 moves, the 50 move rule is invoked. You don't have to stake your claim right away. You can do so whenever you like within the last 50 moves, as long as there have been no captures or pawn movement. This rule intends to avoid a situation where a player is unlikely to win but continues to play nonetheless out of stubbornness or in the hopes of wearing down their opponent. Number 6, anti-cheating device restrictions. The chess chamber has a strict no electronics policy since cell phones and other electronics can be used to cheat. A participant could, for instance, text another player for match tips or uses a smartphone or tablet to research chess sets and endgames. The restriction on these gadgets is an effort by the authorities to guarantee that chess tournament outcomes are objective and fair for all participants. All professional tournaments scrupulously follow the rule. Number 5, banned drugs in chess competitions. The World Anti-Doping Agency keeps a block list of prohibited drugs and actions to prevent cheating in chess. Most notably, amphetamines and their compounds, as well as ephedrine, methylephedrine, pseudoephedrine, and modafinil, are all prohibited in chess. These drugs are forbidden to prevent undue advantages because they can enhance mental ability. Modafinil, for instance, has been proven to enhance cognition and decision-making in chess players. Number 4, the threefold repetition showdown. A draw may be declared in chess under the threefold repetition rule if the same position occurs on the board at least 3 times, irrespective of the number of moves between occurrences. There is no need for sequential repetitions. A draw is declared when a player's turn shows up for the 3rd time with the same placement on the board. A referee or an opposing player checks the repeat, and if it's true, a tie is proclaimed. Limiting the number of possible starting positions ensures that everyone gets a fair shot while stimulating creative play and novel results. Number 3, female chess players' attire. The International Chess Federation introduced the new attire regulations in 2016. For women, this means skirts have to be no shorter than 4 inches beyond the knee, and only the top 2 buttons of a shirt may be free to open. Some women chess players criticized the restriction, saying it was discriminatory and inappropriate. The regulation was allegedly put in place to elevate the level of competition at chess competitions. In 2018, FIDE changed its policy to enable women to participate while wearing pants. Number 2, the touch move rule. The touch move rule in chessboard is widely considered one of the match's most essential regulations. Its purpose is to stop players from inadvertently reversing their decision to move a piece by touching it. The rule specifies that if a player grabs one of their pieces and that piece has a valid move, the player has to move that particular piece. The player is not allowed to move the piece, if doing so would violate the rules. If a player touches another piece while adjusting one, for instance, and that piece may be moved legally, the player must move it. Number 1, the silent chess rule. The sportsmanship rule prevents players from communicating verbally during a chess game. This is considered one of the primary essential principles of chess, and it helps to maintain an atmosphere of friendly competition. The regulation intends to ensure that no player ever has an edge over another through distraction or influence. For instance, a player could attempt to throw off their rival by making obnoxious sounds or nasty gestures. Another tactic is to use remarks or inquiries to influence the other player. Both players will have a better time and appreciate the improved vibe. That's all for this video. Leave your thoughts on this moment. Also, take a minute out and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned. See you soon.